bit out of breath, a bit nervous. I haven't done this in
I'm
a couple of
nervous
weeks. Oh. So this is take 2 of our episode.
It is.
We did sadly film this 4 weeks ago.
Maybe. So
It
this
was-
is the bigger, better, refined version.
Yes. And,
Cozy version.
life is just full of lessons. And
It is.
I've learned to make sure my phone has enough storage so that our 90-minute episode has more than 10 minutes actually recorded.
Yeah,
But
that was another blow.
Yes, that was that. But I didn't think this podcast could get any more cozier than it already is. But this is like a little self-care night. We
I'm
have
here
our
for it.
face mask.
The problem is getting out of the bed after the
We
recording.
get to stay.
There's room for 3.
Absolutely. Well, that's a different kind of
Okay.
recording in here.
It
No, I'm
is.
kidding. Screaming.
Love it.
But yeah, so I actually feel okay about it. I was very gutted initially about our episode not being filmed. But I'm a month further into my grief journey. I feel like I have even more advice.
Yeah.
More to tell. More highs, more lows.
Yeah.
It's
That's
fine.
content.
It's fine.
Content.
It's my life.
It's do it for the plot.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we're going to start by putting our little face masks on.
Yeah.
And that will lead later into our little self-care moment. Yeah. I know.
I love it.
I
think we should chat context, right? So,
Yeah.
yes, we're cozy besties. We love that.
Yes.
But we've known each other for a long time. Since
my
before
God.
I did medicine.
I was with my first husband.
You were?
I was.
You were.
I was. Vintage.
But then I did medicine. So I do have like some doctorly advice, but mostly some of my advice is from my like own self-care, listening to podcasts and things.
Absolutely.
Right?
No, you are. There is not another person that, this works well. You put it on the back of your hand.
All right,
And
you
then
go.
get
You go. I'll do a little.
All right, because then you'll need the mirror. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't want to go blind.
Yes, because you and I met when we worked at, oh my God, Endota Spa. I didn't even think of that.
We worked at Endota Cute.
I didn't even.
Sponsor us.
Yeah,
please,
Endota, hit me up, sycthepodcast@gmail.com. I did not do that on purpose.
Yeah.
So we met when, oh my God, that's me just talking, looking like this. I was a beauty therapist. You were a podiatrist.
I was not at Endota, but yes, I was doing receptionist work to shake things up.
Yes, you were on the weekends, and we were the Sunday dream team.
Mm-hmm.
Just to touch on my favorite thing about us working together was on Sundays, it was pretty much just one therapist and you, like the receptionist. And we were meant to get a half an hour lunch break each where we could go off and do our thing. My favorite thing is that you and I would take our hour together and we would just sit out the back and we'd watch the cameras and we'd take it in turns if anyone did come in, which rarely happened. And we'd go to good old Billy Baxter's.
R.I.P. Billy.
R.I.P. Billy Baxter's. Say hi to Mum and Billy.
Say hi to Billy. Oh.
Wonder if she's up there.
She's getting some good wedges.
I hope she's having some good wedges.
She deserves it.
And we would have a little girls' lunch break eating Billy Baxter's on the floor. Sorry, Jodie and Tony, if you are ever listening to this. We did our job. We just...
No, we did it. We just
you know.
sort out joyous little moments.
Absolutely.
Sour cream and sweet chili.
And I remember sitting on the floor. You need a lot of this mask. This doesn't...
She needs a lot of soothing.
I need a lot of hydration. Crying actually dehydrates I've never been drier.
Really?
I swear I get nosebleeds.
Ooh,
just a little bit.
Like Vaseline or something.
I do. My entire body is dehydrated. I won't go into my asshole ripping when I shit. I just did. Yeah. But no, very dehydrated.
Medical problem.
Yeah. But I remember sitting on the floor and you were saying you were thinking or you were applying to go do medicine.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're fucking crazy. It's going to take 6, 7 years.
This is my 10th year being a doctor now. So,
dude, we are getting older. Yeah. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
So I remember just thinking, why would you do that? That's going to take so...
I think that a lot now, actually. But that's okay.
I need more masks.
Okay, keep it going.
I need a little bit more. My God, it's going to be the whole freaking tube. I definitely need Endota to sponsor me now.
Yeah, seriously.
I cannot believe it's only because Endota is also round the corner for me. I'm like, fuck, I want a face mask for this episode.
And there we were.
And there we are.
And you have been through some journeys in that time. Yeah. That's for sure.
Some husbands.
Some
journeys, some friends.
And some friends.
Some careers.
Yeah. And... yeah, just thinking about all those journeys and because this focuses around you, and your mum, of course, as well.
Yeah.
And just how she was always my +1 at all the events.
Yeah.
Because it was all your party friends and it's not super my vibe. So I just love hanging out with your mum at all the events.
I know, you and mum were the cutest +1s.
The best. Yeah, so my vibe. And she was into the self-care too. She gave me little
creams,
bath salts and things for Christmas. So bless her. So she valued that sort of thing.
I miss her just getting random little self-care things, like dropping over like little creams, little massage vouchers. Like she was the queen. I actually thought of her in Indota today before I even realised that's our connection as well. When I used to be a therapist at Indota.
Thanks, man.
There we go.
Thank you. Because I'm going to do these ones.
That's all right. I'll adjust it if you need. When I used to be a therapist, I don't know if she ever did it when you were working, probably not, but she would book me out. Like she'd book like a 3-hour spa package.
Oh my God.
Literally just to sit and hang out with me. Sometimes she'd just bring food and she'd be like, no, sweetheart, you're not working. And she'd literally pay just to hang out with me in like a little Indota room.
I need a lot.
I was going to say, this is like.
So good.
There we go.
So do you think because we're sort of going to go into self-care, I guess, in your context now.
Yeah.
But do you think what you learned from her about self-care and things like that, do you think that's something that you've taken with you now? Like, do you kind of value self-care because of the way she, I guess, raised you to prioritise that? Or does it gone out the window?
I feel like I taught her self-care.
Yeah.
Because in that regard, that was just her wanting to hang out with me.
Yeah.
I guess it's self-care because I'm not working.
Yeah.
I feel
that's
like
cute.
My mum's from that generation where they didn't want to spend money on themselves with like treatments or everything was a bit frivolous and whatever. I'm definitely the one that was like, fuck it, do what you want.
Yeah.
Get the treatments, get the laser, do whatever.
Yeah.
It's a really nice feeling mask.
This is good.
It's oatmeal. Sensitive oatmeal relief mask.
I'm relieved.
Yeah. You're feeling relieved?
I am. Yeah.
Fuck, my brain just went.
But we're talking about different generations, I guess.
Oh yeah,
and self-care.
Yeah, and I got to when I took her on that New Zealand trip, we did day spa treatments and just things that she just wouldn't do for herself normally.
Yeah.
I'm having a brain. Can you come back to me?
Well, I guess we're going to talk a little bit about. Has it been hard to look after yourself?
Oh,
I think we know.
I've been reflecting in preparation. Do you know what? My lips are dry as shit. Give me I got us this little Laneige lip mask as well.
I'm here for this.
Actually, if Laneige could sponsor me, that would be great.
How do you pronounce that?
Yeah, it's.
Who knew?
It's French, or maybe it's Laneige. I don't know. Let me just.
It's done.
Gorge. It's very sticky, but it's very nice. Yes, I've been on a journey. I think Mum is. It's nearly her 4-month anniversary.
Yeah.
Here's a little competency lip mask.
Thank you. Cute.
And
I
it's
can
weird.
do lips without a mirror.
Oh,
one of those.
It's a very sticky one though.
Okay.
You might need it. I feel like I'm having a good last couple of days because I've been sleeping. Because I am going to tick off in this episode. Oh, I put too much lips on.
There you go.
It's like sticking my mouth together when I talk.
That smells delicious though.
It's fucking good.
Sweet candy.
Gorge, we are just going to be absolutely beautiful by the end of this podcast. So this episode is, these are the Beatrix Potter pajamas as well that Jessie got me because Mum would have got them for me. She was Beatrix Potter obsessed. That baby box she made me was all full of Beatrix Potter. So that's why I'm wearing them today.
That's very cute.
I'm out of breath now. Yeah, this episode is going to be about self-care, but not just in like a self-care way. It's like literally like how to manage grief, how to look after yourself while you're grieving.
Yeah.
We can't change the fuckery that is grieving.
Yeah.
But I found trying to, not control, but trying to focus on the things that you can, like sleeping, eating well, a very big lack of alcohol and anything else recreational. So I'll go into all more detail. But like managing all those things that you can to an extent control, but also having compassion on the days that you don't.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Really helps me manage the grief because the days that I haven't slept or there's nothing wrong with eating whatever you want, but the days that I've had nothing but sugar, you know when you feel ill when you haven't had, protein and just some good fucking vegetables. Like when you feel a bit
when
sick.
you're craving a leaf.
Yes.
I know.
Oh my God, when you have 2 weeks in Europe and then you're just like, I just need a salad.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done all those things, it's a lot harder for me to cope
Yeah.
with my day-to-day.
And you've been, I guess, because it's been some time now
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a bit of a roller coaster,
The
do you notice such a difference day to day
biggest.
based on those things?
The biggest.
Yeah.
And the biggest being sleep.
Yeah.
Because weirdly, I was in shock when Mum first died.
Yeah.
Smith, the weekend or the week. Remember, I think you came over
Yeah.
the day after. I think you crept in the house expecting me to be like, just like beside myself. And I was like, hi. Like I was just sat there like on the couch.
You're very, like, which I think is a really common thing and very you thing, like, okay, goal focused. What can we do?
Well, the
so
funeral
we're planning the
and
funeral. So we'll do this and this and this. So you had like a task
Yes.
to orient on. But yeah,
Yes.
the shock, like the dust hadn't settled.
Massive shock. And like weirdly, I was sleeping perfectly initially because I think like everyone was surprised I was sleeping, but I think I was just that tired. I
Like,
was that exhausted.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's the one thing I was doing. Then as it kind of became more real, I reckon I don't know if it was like 3 weeks in or 2 weeks in, the night terrors.
Yeah.
All I could picture was her graphic, but like her dead face. Like just,
It's not the same.
oh, that last image of her in hospice with the slackened jaw and the foam. Do you remember Crash Bandicoot as a kid? You know,
Yes.
I feel like it's wrong to say this, but I Googled it. It is what it's called, the Ooga Booga.
Oh, yeah.
How it just kind of floats and follows him
Yes.
around. That's like my mom's dead face.
But
just,
yeah.
yeah, no.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was, I still think of it, but it was very bad. So I wasn't getting to sleep and I was just crying and like, bless Jesse. He's always like, wake me if you need me. I'm not going to wake you up to be like, I'm still sad.
Just
like
wake you up for 3 weeks.
And both of us are just fucked the next day.
Yeah.
But he goes to sleep quite early and then I would just lay there just like my eyes just like wet, just like pouring. Then you get stuck in looking at grief quotes, which looks so cute, little face mask. I said to my therapist, like, it's so stupid. It's not helpful. Why am I doing this? But she was just like, no, you're looking for validation on your feelings. Like you're looking to feel seen and heard and like that someone else understands what you're going through. Like it's not pointless, but maybe we can limit it after 7 p.m. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So also funny coping mechanism, the shopping.
Yeah, I was going to say, what else would you be doing that's like productive or like on your phone or whatever though?
Shopping. To distract from the grief quotes, I would move to just browsing.
Yeah, which is
shopping.
Always better.
Apple Pay, man. If you had to get up and get your card, different story. Now I'm just like, meek, like just.
I know.
No, because there was a period where the first few weeks I didn't buy anything. I was like, material things don't bring me joy. I was all like, oh, no,
I'm cured.
Like Kim K with the diamonds.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not a shopper anymore. Like clothing, no. And then I went through a crazy like week and a half where I just.
Next minute we can't get in your door because there's like so many boxes in the way.
Yes. And then I kind of had another 2 weeks where like I didn't shop again at all. And I was back to like, I'm always doing something.
Yeah.
I think that's when maybe I started preparing for the podcast. And I was very like podcast editing.
Oriented.
Yeah, I'm task oriented. I didn't shop again for a while. And then I went through another spree.
Did you shop for some of this stuff maybe?
Well, yeah, but that's
business.
Like, it's business.
Yeah.
It's my hobby business.
Fair.
But yeah, so shopping was to distract from the grief quotes. Whereas now the podcast has been the best thing is clearly coping mechanism. But I'm editing. Do you know how fucking long it takes?
Oh, I've like put an Insta album together. I know how long that takes.
Because I have to rewatch the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At least you have to watch this one twice because I didn't record.
Don't.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Too soon. But yes, so the journey. Where the fuck was I going with that?
I reckon sleep. You were saying that that like be healthy, eating, nutrition, blah, but sleep.
Sleep is massive.
Kind of links in.
Because the days that I don't sleep, like if I'm up being like this anxious at night until like midnight, my alarm's off at 5, like those are days I wake up and like it's hard to describe because like I'm not gonna not be here, but the thought of not wanting to be here is there a lot, especially on those days. But I'm not. It's like I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it. But no,
it's more passive. It's just like
and like I know I'm not, but it's still really hard to have those like thoughts and feelings. A lot, and it's like I know life is good, kind of, I know that me and Jessie have like so much. I mean, even right now we have so much, and we have so much ahead of us as well. And there's so many amazing things we're going to do. And I know that I'm in the worst possible bit right now. Like that's the thing.
know
It's
the
like,
objective stuff, but doesn't
yes, it doesn't help
translate
when
to the
you're
feelings.
in it. Yes.
Yeah.
But the days that I've slept, I want to live. And I wake up
Here
and
she is, like when I commented on your thing, because I hadn't looked, and I was like, yay, she had a great sleep. And I look at myself like, oh, short-lived.
that was a journey. Well, I bring you all on it with me, you know. You can never wonder how I am. You just check my Instagram story. But also,
Little things to help with sleep.
this
Magnesium,
is,
hot
I actually
chocolate.
brought it because I need to recommend this. It is the Naked Harvest Moon Milk. This is a magnesium bedtime hot chocolate.
I'm
So,
here for it. I'm like a vitamin girly. Cheers.
yes, cheers,
So
doll.
this is my vibe.
These are also mum's mugs. I know, very cute. So, in terms of sleeping, I try to not go down the grief quote world at night. Little morning treat maybe, little lunchtime, little, you know, whatever, but I try to avoid that. Obviously, I try to also just avoid online shopping unless I really want something, but, you know.
For Europe.
Oh, the Europe wardrobe. I try to not have anything piss me off or make me sad at night. So if you have any issues in your life or dramas or talking to anyone that there may be something going on with, I just try and it's a tomorrow thing. Actually, this is good. I treat my like emotional self as like there's business hours now.
Yeah, I like that. It's compartmentalizing, but it's got a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing usually that you can do that night that will change your next day. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just put it in the box. You speak to that person tomorrow, do whatever tomorrow, because it's like someone tried to call me the other night that I didn't want to speak to. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this at 7 p.m. We'll be up until midnight. Like,
out of office.
I will talk to you tomorrow at lunchtime when I can get mad about it later and then calm down before bed. I also try not to watch anything like TikToks are good. Puppy videos, you know.
Little kittens,
they're good.
Puppies. If only Vines were here.
Oh, I miss those.
Yeah.
I feel like it's my mask sunk in because I feel like it's sunk in.
It's like half sunk in.
Yeah, my skin is so dry.
I'll be doing that too. That's good.
Oh, so drinking water.
Getting nourished.
Yes, drinking water. Not too much after like 6, 7 p.m. though, because then you'll be up all night peeing. Melatonin has been good
has
for
that
me.
helped you?
Yes.
Because it essentially just tricks your circadian rhythm. Because that's the thing with phones, right? I think we've talked about this before. Because it's so easy to just want to lie there to distract.
I know.
But the thing is like the blue light and the phone light, and it just totally shifts your circadian rhythm.
Yes.
Then you can't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a spiral. It's like an understandable, but a spiral.
It's hard. And I think when you're grieving or anything's happening in your life, I think we're not aiming for perfection. We are trying to have the lesser evils of things.
Yeah.
There are some nights that if I'm really, and this isn't like good, but if I'm really in a bad spot, maybe I have a few extra melatonin than I'm really meant to, which Jessie gets upset about. But I'm also like, what am I meant to do? Like, we're trying to just, you got to do what you got to do. It's not meth. So a few more extra melatonins. Sometimes I do need to be on my phone looking at just fucking reels until I fall asleep, phone in hand.
Yeah.
Which is bad. But some of those nights, if I take my phone away and I try and just sleep and I just start like shaking and crying about, mum's dead face. So it's not the best, but it's also like,
what are you going to do? Exactly. You have to like protect your
100%
well-being.
And I know there's sleeping tablets and a whole bunch of things, but I've never been someone that takes them.
Yeah.
I don't like the grogginess when you wake up. And I also I know you're not meant to get dependent on them either.
Exactly.
Whereas melatonin is like a natural.
Yeah, it actually just sort of resets the circadian rhythm. And the thing with sleeping tablets is so many people are dependent on them. They kind of help you get to sleep, but your like brain waves and your actual quality of sleep, it's kind of like alcohol.
I was literally about to say.
Like alcohol.
This
you
is
think
really
that
yummy.
it helps you sleep. Delish. No, it's not. But it just sedates you. So it knocks you out, but you don't actually get restful sleep. So it's like the brain waves and things, like how you go through your REM and your light sleep and your deep sleep is just not the same. So it's not restful.
100%. And if you have to take it, by all means, again,
Oh, yeah.
we
I think
all
it's
have to
good
do
for
what we have to do.
short-term stuff. It's good for short-term.
I'm just trying to, like, avoid that for now because it does work. My routine, as long as I'm stay calm, not on grief quotes, have a melatonin.
Yeah. What about
I can get there.
Hot shower before bed? That's actually really good.
That's what I did before I did a podcast.
Your body.
Yes.
And then you cool down, which is there evidence for as well.
And I've had working out, I find if I've done my 10,000 steps and like a little workout class. So my routine at the moment, I've been getting up without showering because I had like a big gym workout.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you could just shower twice. I'm like, I'll just shower closer to bed, whatever. So I've been making this, I've been making
you
this
can't
like
dry out your skin anymore.
Well, no. Yeah. So I've been making this little nighttime routine of like, I'll shower, do my skincare, lather on my fucking face creams, magnesium, whether it is this hot chocolate one or I've got like it's actually really nice. Oh. Even though it's just the powder with the water, it kind of tastes creamy. It's good.
Yeah.
But we've got a fruity magnesium as well.
Yeah.
So as long as I follow these simple steps, Jessie and I laugh though because we'll be there at night having our melatonin tablets and having our shots of magnesium. Like, oh my God, 3 years ago it was fireball shots at 7 a.m. and
I know
whatever else. Now we're just like, right, it's 8 p.m. sleepy time routine.
Yeah, that's
so funny.
Have changed.
Jessie's really gone.
I was gonna say I think having things to do is kind of helpful too. Kind of just getting you through the day.
Yeah.
When you're grieving, when everything's shit, you're like, well, it's on my to-do list. I better take my magnesium. But it's kind of like you are achieving little things which give you a little dopamine hit, and
100%
gives you a bit of motivation.
That's what I was thinking today, actually, because 2 different things. But I was saying to, I think it was Morgan, like, I'm not okay. And I will be okay. So it's almost the most frustrating thing. I'm just like, I'm in this fucking hole for.
And it's not even like it is a time thing, but it's not like a finite time thing.
Exactly.
It's not like a linear thing either.
Exactly. So it feels nice to know that I know that I'll be okay one day. Everyone goes, you go from crying at photos to smiling at the memory of them and you only cry every so often. I'm like, great, when the fuck is that happening? Because I've got some bitches being like 5 years in, still as hard. And I'm like, But it's knowing, almost in a way, knowing it's just going to be a long time as well. You just have to just like settle into it. And like you said, just focus on the things that you can, which is like looking after yourself, sleeping, eating well, setting yourself up for success during these trying times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's something on my lip. But something Jessie says, and he's always said this, is so cute. There's a hair on my lip. Oh my God.
Is it stuck to the gloss?
Something
I can't see it. It's okay. Wash it down.
Wash it
with
down.
Some moon
Just
milk.
drink it with the moon milk. Jesse's always said this is the cutest thing. But he was like, what is it? Lots of little smiles add up to
like
a happy
when he leaves,
day.
like little Easter eggs in your pocket and stuff.
Yes.
So cute.
Yes.
Bless him.
And so obviously if you look at my life, a fucking Easter egg doesn't fix it. But if you have a day, like I also try and just fill my day. Obviously we have to work and everything, but like there's a hair on me. I try and fill my day with as much good as possible. Good friends, like the ones that fill your cup.
Yeah.
The ones I can do nothing with. You know, the friends that you feel like you have to dress up and ask shit, whereas the ones that's like family, like this. Do you know what I mean?
You don't want to like lower your, like deplete your social battery.
Only cup filling friends.
Yeah.
And I've been learning my limits, and I've always loved dressing up, going to Golden Boy, going to 2K.
Absolutely.
I can't be fucked right now.
That's okay.
Like, so Ash came to a workout class today.
Yeah.
I've had friends, oh my God, Lee the other day just came over and we just watched like TikToks, like in bed, got Zambi's, Uber Eats. Like I want to see people and I want that company, but I can't put on shoes.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
You know.
You don't want to have to like give the old razzle dazzle.
I got no razzle dazzle. There's no razzle dazzle.
The razzle dazzle meter is low.
It's low. So it's kind of like learning what works for you. And I also felt like I just don't commit to plans I know that I can't do. Or I'll say I'll be there if I can, but I can't promise you it's going to be a good day. I take the pressure off. But yeah,
I think that's really compassionate as well. Like you were saying about compassion to yourself.
Yes.
And I think, has any single person been mad at you about that? Has that had any consequences? No.
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 They better not. Mum will lightning bolt them.
True.
You know?
Exactly.
But it's, if I have a day where I'm trying to just do like mostly regular clients as well, because regulars, I'm going to love them. I've been seeing half these bitches for 10 years.
For your friends as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of new people. And it's not their problem or their fault. It's just if they don't know mum's dead, somehow it'll all come up. They'll be like, oh, just my daughter. Are you close with your mum? Like, oh, she's died. I've had lots of flowers. Oh, is it your birthday? No, my mum died. Like, it's more just like, oh.
Every time.
So it's not them, and nor should they know I'm a business.
No.
But, it's hard. Yeah. But if I have a day where I've done a few clients, I've gone to Reformer, I've seen a friend for a coffee, me and Jessie have had a walk, we've made content for Call Me Daddy, like, I've bought something I want, like, each individual thing doesn't fix anything, but if you can put as much of just little happy smiles into your day, you do feel overall better. Mix that with a good night's sleep.
Exactly.
Chef's kiss.
And you were saying about exercise as well. Do you find, because I think everyone's a bit different with this, that if you exercise in the morning, you'll sleep better? Like, do you ever exercise in the evening, and does that disrupt your sleep? Or not really?
So I haven't been trying that now because it's always bothered me if I do afternoon workout. So I have just been doing it in the morning.
Yeah.
But I find, if I do it in the morning, I feel like it's tired me out, but I kind of feel more like...
You just want to, like, rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've, exerted myself.
Yeah.
But then obviously with my, like, old eating disorder, I also make sure I'm not going too crazy into that world either. But I have to say, I actually think my eating disorder therapy is what has helped me so much now. Like, it's giving me what would Jackie say? The tools in my tool belt.
Yeah.
Because it's like in 2021, when I went through that period of my life, I did all the wrong things. It was kind of like, I never used to drink much, but I remember it was the 19th of December with Lauren Harford, love you bitch. But
this must be an iconic moment.
It was like
traumatic.
Both. And it wasn't Lauren's fault, but I got drunk for the first time in like, oh my God, forever.
Yeah.
And I'd had a few months of like therapy, and like my ex and I were like on the rocks and everything was just a bad time. And I got drunk, and I remember just being like, oh, I'm not thinking about anything. And it was the first, I can see why people do it.
Yeah.
It's not good for you in the long run or ever, but
as an escape.
Yeah. But that was the first time that I ever switched my brain off, because my brain was always about like food and eating disorder and chem and what are you doing and this and that. And it was like, oh, if I go do that, I'm not worried about anything. Obviously the next day I want to like, but
the anxiety is real.
Oh.
Yeah.
But also I was just so down and flat, and I don't know if the word is depressed, but close to it those days that I was just down all the time. So that hangovers weren't really that different. A hangover now, oh my God.
Girl. Just wait.
No.
Not to make you want to kill yourself, but they only get worse. Seriously.
Well, we'll get into drinking in a moment. That will come off the back of this story because, So I spent 6 months drinking, partying, going clubbing as my coping mechanism. I don't regret it because I never did it in my youth. Yeah. So I kind of...
Horse girl days.
Did you just out me as an old horse girl?
People would have picked it.
Shut up.
Do you reckon? Deep down in there, there's a horse girl.
Just shut up.
Got to remember your roots. It's important. But yes.
Yes.
Horse girl era was not party girl era.
No. And so she got her time. She got to go be free and party and all the things that I never got to get out my system when I was younger. So that's cool. But it was because of that I've kind of dealt with things. I guess it is kind of like, I don't want to say the wrong way because everyone, whatever. But, it wasn't great.
Like it wasn't, kind of conducive to your health and well-being.
No. Whereas I know now, so like I did drink on Mum's funeral because,
Yeah, it was like
that was a big day. Well, like 12 toasts.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't really partied. I've had maybe 2 days outwardly, little fun daytime things, but I know it doesn't help. I know it makes things worse. And now I'm sort of like, a few hours of fun at this particular night is not worth 3 days. Like I'm already, my life feels like a hangover. I'm already on the fucking brink. If you add any of that into it, I don't need any extra.
It'll be like a tipping point.
I don't need any extra.
Yeah.
So Lee and I call it the fun 3. Go out, have a few champers, get a bit silly, be cute and funny, but then like you're done. Maybe Yeah, maybe 4 max.
Yeah.
But it's like with that, it does still affect your sleep.
It does. Which
It
is
does. Even one.
Oh,
Oh,
no, okay. So I wear like the fitness tracker thing.
yeah.
So literally the data is there. Damn it. I just, the glass shatters when it's on the data. But even one glass of wine, because like I'm a one glass of wine girly rather than like a
Yeah.
binge drinker, and it fucks your sleep. It just lowers your heart rate variability, basically.
It's
So
so
instead of that
sad.
nice little change, your heart's just like doosh, doosh, doosh.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Yeah.
so much less rested.
I know. It's really unfair. But actually, since you told me that in our podcast that didn't film, I actually barely drunk. Like even when we go out for a dinner, I'm just like,
yeah. Have you noticed
no.
a difference?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Well, yes. Last week was bad. This week's been good.
Yeah.
Tonight, touch wood, magnesium, good.
Mm-hmm.
But we call it the fun 3. It does still mess up your sleep, but I don't wake up hungover. I don't have any headache.
No, yeah.
The next day I wouldn't
Like
even
anxiety.
Yeah, I wouldn't even knew that I drank the day before. The next day I feel fine.
Yeah.
So that is my like fun, social, whatever. But as much as I can not drink at the moment, I just don't drink.
Yeah.
Nothing else recreational. Nothing else is like it just.
Yeah. You don't need anything
No.
else like messing with your brain chemistry right
I
now.
don't. I've been down the road, and I'm grateful for the eating disorder therapy and the experiences I had, because I actually genuinely think it's set me up for success.
Yeah.
Now as much as possible. So barely drinking. Food.
I was going to say, because I guess you like. I don't know if this is the case, but often when you're grieving, you don't really have much of an appetite because you're just feeling so flat.
Yeah.
But you want to look after yourself and you want to be healthy to look after. So I guess that's a bit of a fine line to walk with eating disorder history as well.
Yes.
Has that
I'm
been
very
an issue?
aware of it. Yes, if anything, sometimes I have to make sure, oh fuck, I should eat, I should do this, or whatever. But I have been choosing just lots of like nutrients. So like very much, because I'm working out a lot, but I'm making sure it's not tipping over into it. It's very. I just want to lobotomy sometimes. I just want to stop thinking about everything.
I know.
My God.
And you know too much.
I know too much. I know too much. But I just try and focus on what makes my body feel good.
Yeah.
So, like, I will eat whatever I want whenever I want. If I want a palmy, if I want chocolate, like, I'm not being a health freak.
Kids meal, chicken nuggets.
I fucking love a kids meal.
That's actually iconic. I'm so inspired because you always want to order the kids meal, right?
Just do it. Life's short. Life's short.
Just do it.
Absolutely.
And then they brought you we get like a glass of wine, but then they still bring you a little plastic cup of lemonade as well.
I know.
Cute.
My favorite thing is getting like a bottle of like Bollinger or Porringer and then getting my kids' dino chicken nuggets with it.
Balance.
Honestly, it slaps. But it's more about I'm enjoying the gym at the moment. It's also stopping me shopping as much. I don't know. That's like, it's my new little hyper mini focus, but not overboard. But I make sure I eat to balance it out. I'm not going to start overtraining and under eating and going down that road again. So I'm just focusing on like protein, vegetables. I do eat chocolate, I eat whatever I want, but I don't go overboard on it. Sometimes I'm exhausted at night. I've been having cereal for dinner.
Yeah.
But protein Milo cereal and then the protein milk. So it's still actually, it's okay. It's okay.
You can really tell that your husband is like a personal trainer with all the protein that's going on here.
All the protein.
So much protein.
So fucking much. And I'm very lucky that I have him because he's definitely the one to like make my meals, heat up my vintage Jesco, make sure even before he's like, have you eaten? I haven't got time. I've got a podcast episode to film. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, no, he's good. And I think with the exercise as well, not like to jump around, but I think you can get a lot of other stuff out of it. It's not like to lose weight, but you go for walks a lot in nature, having a chat with a friend.
100%. All of my exercise is pretty much social.
It's cup filling.
It's cup filling.
Yeah.
And like, I don't measure, I don't weigh. I do notice when I've been very consistent, like, oh, like my clothes are feeling good. Do you know what I mean? But that's pretty much the only benchmark I go by. Obviously endorphins from working out.
Yeah.
And I'm also kind of like, if that's my coping mechanism, it's better than
meth. Yeah.
Meth is
always meth.
Yeah. Well, when he tells me off about too much shopping, I'm like, I could be doing
meth.
People do meth, Jessie.
They do, exactly.
Fuck me, I spend a bit of money.
Yeah. A little bit.
I'm going to look great in Europe.
Can't wait for that. But yeah, the balance.
Jesse will be like, if you keep shopping at this rate, there'll be no Europe trip. I'm like, no, we'll get there. I might just be eating bread on the curb. But also, how iconic.
Yeah, exactly.
How iconic. Like,
exactly.
Think of the fit pics. Me and a baguette. Like,
I was going to say, you take your Perrymans, but a baguette, that's some chic bread.
It's chic.
That's what you want. Yeah, I love it.
I'm excited to go. But yes, so little smiles add up to a happy day. Focus on the things that you can focus on. Make your sleep a priority, sleep health. So everyone's telling me to read a book as well, but I'm just not a book. I bought one.
I was thinking that because I think reading a book is great because, like, pros and cons of books, right?
Yeah.
I never read a book. I didn't read a novel in school, not one. I always watched the movie.
Wait, you weren't like a Harry Potter
girly. I've read them, but when I was like 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, when I was in school, when the books were coming out, 'cause that's how fucking old we are.
Yeah.
You were a loser if you didn't have the new. Like, I remember everyone's desk, everyone had the new book. Everyone had it on pre-order.
Not this guy.
You're a loser.
Not this guy.
Might have been a horse girl, but at least I read Harry Potter in high school.
Yeah, true. But now I quite like reading, and I think the benefits of reading are it's quite like soporific, like it puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
But I think it's hard to focus if you've got other thoughts happening. Like it's very easy to just kind of daydream. Like it doesn't always capture your attention. Yeah. You could buy it like, oh my God, this is what I do. I'll finish one book and be like, success, and then buy like 5 more books every time. So they just exponentially grow. And it takes me like 6 months to read a book.
I bought a book when Mum died that I thought I'd read in Melbourne when I first went to Melbourne for Christmas, and it's just sitting over there.
Yeah.
You
could dabble. You could dip the toes and see.
Yeah.
But I don't think, it's as distracting, probably.
I try and it's weird. I try to stay in a good side of TikTok. I know the light's not good, but again,
But like animals, the positive stuff. Yeah.
Animals, non-stressful things, walking. And actually, a huge thing for my sleep health, because I need to scroll. I need my TikTok rot time. When I'm busy all day, because I do go from like clients to the gym to podcasts to whatever. When I get into bed at 6 or like 7 p.m. and it's like, cool, now I can scroll and catch up. Before you know it, it's 10:30, and I'm like, oh my God, I've got to sleep, but I'm like wired. If I can start my night now about 4 o'clock.
I love it. You have to. You're like, this is not a problem. I just need to make time for it.
I just need to not do other things.
Yeah.
Because a few times my best sleep has been when I get into bed at like 4:30, 5 p.m. and I get to scroll and I get to have that rot time, and it gets to about 7:38 and I'm bored of it. And I'm ready.
You've reached the end of TikTok.
It's not possible. The first day I got TikTok was during COVID. When I downloaded it, I was on it for 3 days straight. I reckon it was like a 10-hour period.
You just got that's why you need like wrist surgery now, just from that.
I know. But yeah, if I can just do less and have my scroll time earlier in the day, I'm ready for sleep. It's fine.
Because I was going to say, some of the, grief is different, but burnout is a similar issue sometimes, I think, with trying to look after yourself and things. A lot of people have that. Often it's like, I've been working all day, doing my job, looking after my kids, looking after other people.
Yes,
so now,
revenge, procrastination, that's the word.
It's kind of like, now I deserve the me time.
Yes.
But then you just feel like shit.
Even though you know it's going to fuck up your next day.
It's like, I should just go to bed.
I try and tell myself, I never listen to it.
No, we all know.
But I try and tell myself, if you're sleepy but you want to be on your phone, just go to sleep. They've got a better chance of waking up early. And if I wake up 40 minutes before my alarm, then I can scroll. Like, I'll do that there. I never do, of course I do.
It's cute.
It's good in theory. It's good in theory.
Yeah.
But, oh my God, brain, come back to me.
It's on TikTok.
Yeah, it's thinking like, fuck, it's TikTok time. No. I did a cancellation, so great, I'll do my TikTok now, and after podcast, I'll be ready to go to sleep.
That's what I thought when I got to go home early. I was like, oh, well, perfect. I'll just do like Insta scrolling and then to bed after this.
We're so fun. I know, we can just.
I know. Perfect.
I would love one day to be paid to sleep. You know, there's like Twitch people.
Yep.
I was kind of creepy, but I'm like, whatever. Like,
you're sleeping anyway. Well, you're not, but you're trying to.
Yeah, you just go to sleep and just. I'm into it. But yes, it's not overfilling your calendar, because there's a fine line between being busy and distracted and then just being
burnt out,
over busy and burnt out. did speak to my therapist this week about the difference between grief and depression. It's a fine line. She said grief can turn into depression because I went in very, very flat.
Low mood.
Very low. But also I'm like, it's not even 4 months. It's nearly 4 months since she's been gone. And my therapist was like, from what she thinks, I'm still in grief. I haven't tipped over into depression because this is the shit part. This isn't meant to be like, if I was okay right now, that would be weird.
Yes.
So it's kind of just like, I'm in the thick of it, the eye of the storm, whatever the fuck it is. So she thinks, oh yeah, I'm not in like the depression phase. But I thought that was interesting. I haven't actually differentiated. I keep thinking I am depressed because of the grief, but
I think that's so common. I see this in patients a lot, like, because I'm like, what's your medical history? And people always forget to say like depression and diabetes and high blood pressure. But so many people have that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it'll be people that say they have depression. They're like, oh, depression, but it's just because my husband just died. It's like, oh, well.
Well, then you meant it's
like,
not, it's a normal.
I think it's a really normal response.
Yes. She said there was nothing I'm feeling that isn't expected.
Mm.
Because I remember I was, I'd spoken about antidepressants in 2021 in my eating disorder therapy. My therapist was not encouraging me to go on them, but they were an option that she said there's no obviously shame in it. And if I want to, and I thought about it, like, I just need to leave my husband. Like, I'm not, I just changed my life. Like, I could see, there's no shame of taking them ever, obviously, but I could see there were things that weren't right. So I thought, well, I'll just change those. And if I'm still, then sure. But I was like, while I can see that there are issues, maybe I'll just try and actually fix the issue. Because I don't like to, same with sleeping tablets. I don't want to just like mask the problem. I want to fix the problem.
Address it.
And same as now. I'm kind of like, well, my mom died.
So I feel like shit.
Yeah. It's, I don't want all the other shit that comes with antidepressants and the other issues. And I've never had to go on them before. And I know that I still think I'm doing pretty well. Like there are days I don't.
No, yeah.
But I'm.
And what I was going to say as well is that talking about coping, and it sort of links into the depression thing as well.
Yeah.
Versus grief is what we've talked about, lots of little daily things that you can do, like sleeping, blah, blah. But what you've been doing when we alluded to like your Europe trip is kind of future planning things.
Yes.
And I think that's one thing that's really positive and maybe different to depression is you still have some hope from the future. You're still looking forward to things.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I guess maybe that's one task that you kind of can distract yourself with, that future planning as well.
I did laugh when you were here last time, again.
Yeah.
And without even saying it, that you were doing it, you were giving me the little doctor check of like, right, she's forward planning. She's she's not actually going to kill us.
Yeah, I was like, I can sleep tonight knowing that you're going to be here tomorrow. You've got some protective factors there.
I do. This might be taking the joke too. It's funny though. Some days when I've shopped a lot, like I'm not well.
Oh no, are you like,
I
don't need this money in the future anyway.
And then the next day I'm like, I want to live, but I'm dead.
That's probably a real thing though, because like, you know what I mean? If you're in the moment, you don't really care about the consequences.
Yeah, I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Maybe put them towards your money towards future things for your holiday.
100%.
Outfits for the holiday.
Well, I eat my bread.
Yeah.
And forget. But that's the thing. I know there's so many good things to come.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God for Jesse.
Yeah. He's your rock, your spirit guide.
Absolutely.
Your nurturer.
I do feel sad because I'm like, oh, like these particular goals that I might have, and with Call Me Daddy, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, Mom won't be here to see it, or like, because oh, she can see it, she's watching it. Fuck off, it's not the same. I don't want to watch it from a fucking cloud. Like, it's not the same. I want to share these things with her and whatever. But I do know that there's still so much joy to be had, and like I get days where I'm like, we all lose our parents at some point. It's a normal part of life, and blah, blah, blah. Mine was this earlier than it should have been and whatever. And there's other days I'm just like, it's not there.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not.
And it was way too soon and I'm way too young. And she, aside from me missing her as my mum, I think about all the pain, the cancer and all the treatments. I'm like, is this unfair? I get really angry.
I think that's fair.
So I flip.
That's fair for you to be angry.
Yeah.
The situation's not. I think what you did so well, and it's probably set you up well now is because you don't really have regrets. Like
Yeah.
you're sad and angry,
Yeah.
but you,
No
I guess you
regrets
were
with,
lucky in the way, like it was shit because she had cancer, but you knew
yeah.
that there was
Well,
time.
that's
So you really made the most of it. And you'd always say that sometimes you're like, do you know what? I'm a bit burnt out, but I'll make time for mum
yes,
because
100%.
she's not always going to be here.
Yeah.
And you did those holidays,
Yeah.
like the trip to New Zealand and everything.
Yeah.
And that, I think, yeah, you can't
I
regret
hold on to that.
anything.
There were days where people in my circle were worried about me and, oh, you should just stay home or your mum will understand. But my thing was like, I never want to sit there when she's gone and go, oh, I should have gone that afternoon. I should have taken her there. And
Yeah.
fuck me being tired. Now she's fucking dead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You have
I,
that foresight.
100%. And like, you know, like Jessie said, no amount of time would ever have been enough.
Mm.
And the community that I've made on like socials now that speak to me and share their stories, some of their fucking parents died within like 3 weeks of being diagnosed. Or like
what a shock.
one of my poor clients, she was 17, got off the school bus. Her mum had just had like a fucking blood clot heart thing, dead in the living room. No warning.
It's awful.
And so I'm like, not that it's a competition and my grief is still valid, but it's also just like,
and it's different, like because you were grieving that whole time.
oh, the pre-grief, that would be an episode.
Okay.
The, what do they call it? The
I don't know,
anticipatory.
Pre-grief, I quite like.
And pre-grief. I think it's anticipatory
grief.
Anticipatory grief.
Yeah.
Writing that down later. Yeah. Yes, awful, hard, but we made the most of it.
Situation.
And I think that's why Mum and I's interview video that we did accidentally went so viral is because I didn't think anything was unique about how Mum and I handled it because that's how we are. That's normal for us.
Like besties and you're sharers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But some people will comment like, oh, my parent's sick, but they won't acknowledge it. They won't talk about it. Or I can't bring myself to talk about it. And then that person, you know, obviously eventually dies. And then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no, people do have these regrets of like, we never spoke about this and ask me about this, blah, blah, blah. So I think like, I love so much that people use, because some of them use the video to show their parent to even like open up the conversation with them. They used it as like a bridging sort of tool. And this one girl texted messaged me today that she's found my page randomly 3 weeks before her mum got diagnosed.
Wow.
So her mum wasn't sick at the time. Then her mum got sick because of me. She said, literally because of you, I asked her these questions and I filmed it so I have it for myself. And then the mum died 4 days later.
Far out.
And
that's huge.
Oh, it gives me like chills. But it's like, if me sharing Mum and I's journey and Mum and I making that video has done that for even one person, I'm just like,
I think it does it for everyone. Like my mum is not sick that I know of, but I think if you know someone that's lost someone, it makes you reflect on your own relationships 100%. As well and just think, oh my God, like you never know what's going to happen.
Nah.
Just make the most of every day, which sounds cheesy, but so true.
No, but you have to.
You have to.
And that's what I'm like in my general life now as well. And it's like, again, I know you have to like, unfortunately, work and make a fucking income.
Yeah.
But it's like, without getting yourself in like, I don't know, financial duress, do as much as you can. And you know,
or like do a job that you like if you've got an option. Make
absolutely.
Changes, you know.
Absolutely. And make time for people when there's people that you love, and don't fob things off or push things aside, and do the trip if you can. And do you know what I mean? Just like,
no, I agree. Like
live as much as you can.
You need money. Don't get me wrong. You need your basic money to get by and all of that stuff. But really, there's no point saving it.
Yeah.
To like hand on to kids or whatever.
100%. Fuck them kids.
Exactly.
They can work for
their own money.
I know.
But I think the experiences and things are always worth more.
100%. See, I'm a big spender, if you didn't know. Whether I can or not, I always have.
Yeah.
Jesse's a big saver, but we have a good balance. He stops us being in debt, but I also do make him live and do things that he wouldn't normally or treat himself. Or oh my God, when I met him, all his underwear was like so old with holes. Like he could afford it. He's just so frugal. And I'm like,
you're like, this needs to change.
I think
Let's start here.
I knew him for a week. I just ASOSed him underwear to his address. I was like,
I love that. I love it.
I know.
Was that your just like pickup line? Like, we need to get these off. There's too many holes. Literally. Start there.
Literally.
Love it.
Oh my God.
Jessie, one angel.
Oh, literal angel. Literal. I know.
I
I feel like that was good. We've covered sleep,
substances, good and bad,
Yeah.
Like,
don't be down on yourself if you have gone and gotten
No.
drunk and lost the plot and had a bit of a day, like whatever. It's just that, like, my old eating disorder, we had like a calendar. So say you have 1 or 2 bad days and you go, fuck it, and you fuck up your whole week, your whole month. But if you just had compassion and be like, that's fine, every day is a new day, every hour is a new hour, gone back to normal, then those 2 days over the course of the month
exactly.
is nothing, right?
It's like I had 2 biscuits and I have to eat the whole packet kind of thing. Same sort of thing.
Exactly. So it's having compassion, and you're not aiming to be perfect. It's just these are the things that if you can do them
Will
consistently,
make a difference.
will help.
And I think when you're going through this, you're having such a shit time emotionally anyway. You don't really need the good or anything on top of that just to make it worse. It's not helpful.
Absolutely not.
Mm.
Good people around you. Exercising without doing it too much. It's so
Movement.
hard. Movement. Move your body. Nourish your body.
Exercise.
And just, yeah.
Just chat about it.
Just talk about it, actually.
Talk about it.
Is the...
But we're both oversharers.
Really? What?
Yeah, I know. What? So it works for some. Maybe it doesn't work for anyone.
Yeah.
But maybe people that don't want to share can listen to stuff like this.
100%.
Still find it helpful.
100%. Even people that aren't big talkers often say, like, they always feel lighter for doing so.
Yeah.
So I think, sharing's good. And also, I've never been someone to shy away from asking for help. I will tell you what I need. Like, I'm not whatever about it. But I think just asking for help, seeking help, like, because I sometimes think if even I feel as low as I do with a husband like Jesse and friends like you guys and a lifestyle that I've created through my businesses, like, I just think if I had one thing less of this,
it could just tip the balance.
So I'm just like, oh no, my brain's gone. Hang on, come back.
Be like appreciating all those things as well.
This happens a lot. Brain fog, by the way, with grief.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. She'll be back. She'll be back.
Come on, I feel like I had a good sentence there.
I was going to ask you another question.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're going to go into it in another episode.
Yeah.
But we're talking about self-care and things. And you've alluded to the therapy, like seeing a psychologist.
Yes.
You'll probably go into that in more detail.
Yes.
But
very
that's
helpful.
Very seeking help. You asked for the help that you needed.
100%.
Yeah.
Because this is, I think that's what I was going to half say was like, this time is fucked. There is no shame in not being okay.
No.
Because that's the other thing is like they say this 3-4 month period is really hard because I'm lucky because I will ask for help, but I'm very vocal. And I've got lots of really good friends, but everyone is there for you at the start.
Yeah.
And then a lot of those people peel away. And at the start, I remember my clients that first 2 weeks I came back, every single person had like a beautiful card and chocolates and champagne. And I felt so much love all the time. It was like fucking Christmas every day just for me. So much love surrounding you, but that everyone, and it's normal. They all kind of drop off. And then it's kind of this period where you go, I'm still drowning. Like, I'm not okay. Yeah. And if anything, I feel worse because the longer it's been, the more I miss her.
And the dust kind of settling and you like the realization of things.
Absolutely. And it's just like the longer someone's gone, the more you miss them as well. Like, this is the first thing in my life that hasn't got easier with every day. It's harder. Kind of feels harder in a sense. But it's normal to not be okay. There's no shame in it. Ask for help. Know that this is the worst part. It will pass.
Yeah.
It's just...
it'll get better.
100%. I am doing regular grief therapy at the moment, which is great. And I'm also seeing my mum's therapist that she had for 8 years.
It's like kind of special.
It feels very special. Yeah. Sometimes I walk in that room and be like, my mum was sat here. Like, oh.
Yeah. And she probably has really good insight into
100%.
because she knew your mum.
Yes. Yeah. So it feels very nice for that. I do want to try, and I can't fucking remember what it's called. Is it EMDR, EDMR, EMDR? Whatever that therapy is, where they make you relive a memory while they're like clicking some shit.
I was going to say, is this tapping?
It might.
It's like the tapping thing.
Apparently it's very...
something like that.
I try that as well. It's something, apparently it's really intense. You have to do like multiple sessions and you have to keep reliving this and it's like rewiring your brain. It's like it's a thing. EMDR?
I've heard of this too, but I was like, I don't know, it's letters to me. Yeah.
I want to go down that road as well. I'm better now. I don't have the dead ooga booga as much around.
Yeah.
That was a rough month.
Yeah.
Also, reflecting on the last month since we
Mm-hmm.
filmed this episode,
Mm.
I am doing better because I can be alone. I can drive a car. I can be here for
You
an
do
hour.
seem better.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can wake up and not go straight to the gym. I can have an hour in bed on my phone without crying.
Yeah.
Woo. So I'm getting better because I had Ash over today and we were talking about how the first week that Mum died, if Jess had to go to work and if I had no one coming over, I was like, can you come over?
Yeah.
Like I could not be alone.
Yeah. But I think for you, I think that's common for a lot of people. But for you, you would always see your mum in those times. So it was like fucked so that you
I
didn't
know.
have that to
I still
do.
go to call her. And then people say they do that for fucking 10 years.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm alone, I'm like,
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
I can drive past her house now without fully hyperventilating.
Yes.
So
you haven't like avoided it. You've sort of slow
Yeah.
and steadied it.
Speaking of avoiding, because I've spoken to a few people about this, you can't just go head down, bum up, and work through this intensely to get out of it quicker. I've kind of learned this is just life 2.0, and it's like
do thing.
you live with the happy and the sad together now. It's not just whatever. Because all my problems in life used to be a problem, and then it would also just get better or be finished. This is just like a new state of being.
New normal, kind of. It's a bit of a bummer, but
it is a bit of a bummer, I know, but it's also a reason that I do as much happy and good things as I can, because it's not like I can just head down, bum up, be sad for later. 6 months and then like bing at the end of the year. It's like no. So it's just, and I try and really acknowledge when I'm happy. Like if I'm with you and we're the kind of like, oh, I'm feeling really happy right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm also going, I'm gonna fucking kill myself half the time. So it's like I try and vocalize.
I think our brains are so wired to look for the negatives all the time that they're biased towards that. So to actively do that makes you notice it.
Actually, my mom did that as well. I think her therapist made her do it. She had a little notepad at home and she'd write down her positive things of the day.
I do that too.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to look at. It's not like I'm grateful for all the big things, but little stuff. Like an old lady said she liked my dress or something.
Oh,
you know, like
did it have
cute
pockets?
stuff. Of course.
Of course, always. Has to. Functional.
Yeah, exactly. But just like cute stuff like that. Yeah. Adds up, like you were saying. Exactly. Little happy moments.
Happy smiles lead to a good day.
Yeah.
But I am doing better. Next week, whole different story.
Stay tuned next week.
Stay tuned.
Straighten your crown.
Literally.
What's going to happen?
Screaming. I feel like there was a different part of that conversation that I was meant to go to. But you know what?
She'll be back.
Brain fog.
I think maybe that's because this is sort of sleeping in and getting a bit like itchy now.
Oh, is it?
Is it time?
Yep. Oh.
Is it time to have a little rinse?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
I think it was a good chat.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. Only
Don't
melatonin and magnesium. You can do those.
Don't get drunk.
You can, but not too often.
Not too often. Water, again, dehydrated. I'm so fucking dehydrated when you're crying all the time.
You can't spare the moisture.
No, sleep. It does give you a good priority and mindset with life. I don't worry about the small things now. Perspective. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the small things.
Yeah. But appreciate the small things.
Appreciate the small things.
You know, don't worry about the small things. Appreciate.
What's that quote? If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes on it or something. I try and think of that as well. I'm just like, oh, so much shit's happened to me in my life. I'm like, water off a duck's back at this point. Yeah. Like
that fish that's like it's getting eaten by a duck. It's like this. What next?
I nearly got hit by a bus the other day crossing the road to platform, and I was a bit like,
I'm like,
my numbers up.
Still planning,
but I'm still excited for Europe.
Okay, good. I can go. Checking in.
Daily text.
Yeah.
Those two old ladies that send a smiley face to each other every morning to make sure they're still alive. That'd be us. But like tomorrow.
Do some little wedges to each other. Is there even a wedge emoji? I don't think there is. There should be. Like a Billy Baxter.
There's a hot chips fries packet. We can send that.
Okay.
My hips are stuck. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
All right.
I need to try and buy some Eurovision tickets. Let's go.
I want to get that dress that came back in stock today. Oh.
Love it.